Hey, hey, what's good, y'all? What's good? It's your boy Rum Boys Robbie, aka the Admiral. First off, I'm feeling good. This is Rum Boys Fantasy Network. Make sure that you guys go ahead and hit the subscribe, spike that like button, dive off into the live chat. This is our Wednesday night show where literally we talk about everything and anything, and literally this is the show about nothing. No better way to put it, other than this is just random shit that we come up with like off the top of our head. um like we just pull it out of our ass, just like we're gonna talk about this today. um but like there's no other way to put it than that. Like I just love doing this series, and this series is going to get very, very interesting. Without further ado, let me go ahead and bring in the crew, ladies and gentlemen, representing the GM Network. You all know him as Mr. Bogart Scott Free.
Hey, aliens! Yes, give me money.
This is like
Space
right up
money.
your alley. I know. Ladies and gentlemen, representing rumboys.com, our chief editor and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, fantasy football. Peacock. Like he's just a peacock for this one. Like yo, like
Right. No fantasy in front of the
yeah,
name.
exactly.
Regular
Yeah.
peacock for Wednesday night with you guys.
Unless we're fantasizing about ancient civilizations
Or
and
aliens.
aliens.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm definitely letting you know right now. Like, there is some shit in this show that is gonna have you kind of like, what the hell? A general reaction might look like this right here. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there right now. Oh wait, it can't access the stream. Never mind. Fuck.
Boo.
Streams.
I know, I was like,
The browser can't access your stream. Try capturing a different screen to see if this continues. What the fuck? Is screen share not
they're
working?
onto us, B.
This may be
They're onto us.
this may be an episode about censorship and copyright instead.
They want it to be about nothing. That's what they want.
I'm just here I'm along for the ride. So I thought the topic was going to be out of this world. So I was like, I want to hear Bogart talk and ask him questions directly instead of having a chat about it.
Exactly. It's not the screen share is not working actually, so it didn't matter what link I pulled up. It was not going to work for any of these. Yeah, it's really weird.
They're onto us.
Yeah, they already got caught wind. We said some hot like keywords or whatever.
Exactly.
FBI algorithms are like their computers are like, oh, these guys again.
Bro, fucking cheers to me, cheers to you, all the rum boys and girls. What a dude, dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
For those of you that weren't with us last week on episode 1, we covered a failed coup, which is now resulting in possible impeachment. More on that to come later because that shit's just fucking hilarious.
They won't even be able to impeach him in time of him being out.
No,
it'll be 7 days.
He'll be out. Yeah, he'll already be out.
I mean, even if they were to try to expedite the process, I guess, you know what I mean? I don't think
it's right.
Well, they slapped him with the second impeachment, so that kind of just makes history. He's the only
president to be fucking impeached twice. Like to have hey, if it wasn't you, are fucking up. You're really fucking up.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, he got to hold some records, right? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? It's like no one can ever take that away from Detroit, right? You know what I mean? 0-16, they're like, you know what I mean? They really listen. They're like, listen, we lose the best. You know what I mean? Like when we lose, we're the best at it. You know what I mean?
Swear, yeah, no, different background every stream. He's getting his carpet shampooed.
Exactly. Before I got home from to get on the stream, I was driving back from karate with my son, and as soon as I pull up, I see my office window because it's right in the front of the house. So going to my front door, I could see my wife shampooing because she rented like this industrial like shampooer because she bought it. She bought this ginormous rug, a new one for our living room.
Rug doctor.
And it's That she got it on sale. Like it was like $150, $200 rug. She got it for like $25. Like anyway,
not bad.
So she's like, I'm gonna go clean this thing or whatever. And so that's what she was doing. She decided to do all the other carpets, including the mini rug that I have in my office, which is why I'm in the garage today. But yeah, I have a different background. Normally, you'd probably see like I have a nasty mini fridge. It's not nasty. I just have a bunch of beer cans on it, a bunch of stuff back there. It's like trash background. So
we can't see it. We can't see your fine.
That's why I put the projector screen up, So
no worries. Hey, a screen share was working. We would have projected shit onto the back behind you. Like, we're like,
actually, yeah, that would have been great. Maybe for the next one, we can set something up like that.
Yeah. Ooh, show about nothing.
Whatever the topic is, whatever that we don't know, because this is the show about nothing.
First topic that we're diving into. So that's what happened on the first episode, ladies and gentlemen. This episode, I'm gonna start like pre-filming the recaps. I'm gonna just play them, and like I'm gonna like chop up like shit. Like I'm gonna try and like be good at that. Yeah, like make like Dawson's Creek style, because like clearly the background is super 90s. Like I'm like this week on the show about nothing.
But you got to have the Seinfeld.
I know. That's why I want to make the intro. I want to get a custom. I'm gonna do a custom. I want to get a custom intro chopped up, and like I want to have like the Seinfeld like type like not super heavy copyright, but like the
baseline. You got to get somebody to drop the baseline. Boom, 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 boom.
Bogey sound. He's got the sound. So yeah,
slapping the bass.
I could probably find one too, like, you know what I mean? I could probably find one because there's plenty of parodies out there, like, you know what I mean?
Get some music and just send it over to Justin and be like, the same thing you do with Rumboys at the time.
Just mix it up a little bit, drop a beat behind it too. Like,
yep, exactly. Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where the intro theme song. If any of you listening want to, mix something up and send it to us, I'm sure Robbie can drop the
fan submissions. Give me running.
Full house intro.
Dude, I was thinking, right? Like, speaking of music and stuff like that, like, that's stuff that's probably like we're all in agreement that like, there's a likelihood there's aliens out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But like, if we are a carbon-based species and we breathe
oxygen, which is actually what tonight's show is about. So so everyone knows, tonight's show is about. Just so everyone knows, tonight's show is about. On episode 2, we're discussing ancient civilizations and aliens. Bogart, continue.
Well, like, okay, so us as humans, we got to a certain point where like they call it like the stepping stone era, where like all of a sudden we went from like, cavemen, like primate type motherfuckers, to like all of a sudden where the brain doubled in size and we're speaking and we have written language. They can't really explain that.
You can though, I'm sure.
Yeah, I
have your theory.
Yeah, I have theories. Like, there's psychedelics as a theory.
Yeah,
like,
I figured that was the first one you're gonna go with.
I believe in some type of intervention. There was some type of intervention, right? Like, what's you guys have heard of Prometheus and Bob, right?
Oh yeah.
Or like, Bob is the caveman, and Prometheus comes down and he teaches him things. He teaches him shit, right?
But and that shit, to me, that concept has come from somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, but see, on the same level, it could also be like, these ancient humans were eating, some type of, psychedelic fungus, whatever have you, some kind of psychedelic,
it gives them this shamanistic effect.
Yeah, and they might have got divine intervention from something interdimensional. You know what I mean? So like,
our very first civilization. I mean, ancient Sumerians, they were known
recorded, like earliest recorded.
I mean, but they were known. The ancient Sumerian civilizations were known for their brewing capabilities. And it's even been inscribed, and they even actually they actually have a god. That she is the brewing goddess, or I believe it's god here. Give me just 1 second. The Sumerians were famously fond of beer. Of course, they had to have a special straw system to be able to sip this type of barley-based concoction, because it was like you had no way to really separate the hops back then. But yeah, she was a goddess named Ninkasi, who was celebrated in famous hymn as one who waters the malt set on the ground. So they were getting fucked up, like
the beer goddess.
They were, the beer, which we all love.
That's awesome.
Rumboys Fantasy Network. Oh yeah, we gotta get her on the show. I was gonna say, Rumboys Fantasy Network. praise the Kasi, give me money.
Dude, that could be the name of
our beer
of the office trophy or something is what I was thinking too for fantasy season.
Name it a trophy and name it a drink for the Rum Boys.
Nice. I like the ideas. We can always go back to these shows and that way, they're recorded.
So, so now
copyrighted here, by the way. I don't know my masters, bitch.
If you want to believe in like some type of intervention, right? Like, and say it's in the Bible they have accounts of like where like a light came from the sky and like
the book of Ezekiel, Old Testament, yes,
yeah, or even the book of Enoch. Enoch is one of the only people in the Old Testament who actually said, like, if you read the Bible, there's a lot of testimonies where it'd be like, and Matthew 20, and Jesus walked, and blah blah, shit like that, where it's someone else's testimony on something.
To what happened,
yeah. But Enoch is one of the only guys that was like, I was taken, to the castle or the empire in the sky. I was, he had a first person encounter. You know what I mean? So like, that could be interpreted as like, an abduction. You know what I mean? Like, maybe.
And that's what many have came to believe.
Yeah, so that's where the ancient alien theory comes from, right? So now
aliens.
Yeah, and I always thought like, if aliens came through and did, maybe they were responsible, maybe some advanced species or civilization, whatever have you, was responsible for maybe tinkering with some genetics, and we were able to jump from one version of us to the next. You know what I mean? Because we pretty much haven't evolved from then. Like, we all of a sudden they kind of, boom. Now we're this, upright walking, talking.
Tino said, "I need to get higher for this show."
I'm telling Tino, eat some mushrooms.
Hold on. Here's what's great. This is only part one. Like, so this is how we're just going over how we feel that a possible higher intelligence has came down in ancient culture and maybe have influenced some things. We're not talking about how maybe we have shitted on of that, and maybe we could possibly be reciprocating some shit later, now, or in the future.
I mean, you know why this became a topic of conversation, anyways? Because the government.
Well, they're releasing all those UFO files or whatever.
I haven't went down the rabbit hole yet. I'm kind of waiting for someone to throw together the cliff notes.
Somebody's gonna be like,
because that's like 10,000 documents.
You sent me the link, and I was like,
3 weeks reading these. Here's what I know.
I sent the link to you guys in hopes like one of them is gonna go down the rabbit hole.
I forgot you sent me that link, but I don't have time for that right now.
I have that link bookmarked.
And think about this. So, the UFO sightings even started popping up when us as humans started doing crazy shit like drop the atom bomb. You know what I mean?
No, we got monoliths popping up across the world just randomly now.
I think that stuff goes way back though, because you can see it in a lot of like hieroglyphics and other kinds of glyphics or whatever that in ancient cultures. And all the glyphicsisms. Yeah. But in all those ancient cultures, if you look back,
which are early emojis, that's what I call them.
Yeah, the early emojis.
That makes sense. Sure.
Early emojis. You know what I mean?
But that's what like that. So those sightings have been around, I think, as long as we can possibly record anything and have some sort of kind of proof. And like you were saying, those ancient cultures, a lot of them tapped into that shamanistic type of view, and they were looking up to the heavens. They didn't have the type. I mean, the skies were flipping clear all the time wherever they were at. What I'm
ancient civilizations were definitely experimenting with ayahuasca. Let's first get that out of the way.
Yeah.
We have to throw up, and then you go like on this.
Like like when you get to like the South American, like in Peru.
Which is what I was about to bring up. So when Miles threw out those markings, there are full on. So I'm gonna let y'all know
megaglyphs. Megaglyphs.
Megaglyphs.
The Nazca Valley. So the Nazca Valley. That's famous for their megaglyphs.
Where I was about to go, I wasn't gonna go straight there yet. Oh, it's time for Bogart to get abducted.
That's a tractor beam.
I'm cooking some chicken and double. I put the alarm on. I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I don't. You know what I'm saying? I'm multitasking. You know what
I mean?
Got you. That probably began.
Like, it's not time yet.
It's
not my time yet.
The probability, though, that some sort of life form exists out there is vast, because if you look at just the Earth, right, and our ocean, and I saw this example in a documentary just recently, but and you're exploring the ocean, right? You know that there's a bunch of shit down there, like whales and stingrays and eels and all this shit, right? That we can't really see with the naked eye. So us researching or exploring space, what we've done so far, what we do with satellites, or what we look at or calculate with math and all that shit to figure out things and measure light and all this shit, is basically like dropping a pail in there and expecting to pull it up and find something in there. Like, that's so the possibility that there is some sort of life form, whether it's microscopic, it's the first steps of life.
I don't know. I think there are real motherfuckers out there that are walking around.
Or it already existed, way before us. You know what I'm saying? And some of that space rock, whatever kind of shit hit our planet at some point, and then like life was able to form here. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is so huge that we could just be this tiny ass little thing in the fabric of space-time that's very minuscule, and there's so much more out there.
So that crazy UFO footage from Spain. There's UFO footage from Spain, like recent.
I saw some UFOs, but then I figured out I think it was a meteor shower, so I was tripping real hard like a couple of days ago. Not even gonna lie. It was my son saw it. My son saw it. My father-in-law saw it. My brother-in-law saw it. And we were all outside like, what the hell was that? And it was moving sideways across the sky, and it was glowing orange. No, dude, and it was tripped out because it looked real close, but it wasn't a plane or anything, right? And it had like an orange glow, and then like it was quiet and shit, and then it just vanished. And we were like, what was that? And then another one coming from like further behind it, and the same shit happened.
That's where I wouldn't think it's a meteor.
You
can look up and see if there's a shower going, like if there's a meteor shower scheduled. You know what I mean?
There wasn't scheduled. They said that could have been remnants over those 4 day period, and I was right in the middle of it, so I don't know.
Poppy Rob said, "I have major problems with the ancient aliens. How the fuck did other alien species evolve faster than us? Did these aliens have their own ancient
aliens?
Why does lack of record history?
So maybe they had a bunch of shit gets destroyed. Like maybe
I was about to say, look,
it was on the news.
Atlantis is a motherfucker. Like there's a bunch of isms that come from Atlantis. That's like all in Egyptian culture and you know what I'm saying. And you even find it in like Aztec culture, shit like that. Like there's if records don't last, what I mean?
Because
they don't remember.
Things get lost in translation, man. I can't remember what I fucking did the other day if I don't write it down or get a reminder.
Sucks.
Think about this: the Earth is like,
and then it makes sense because they're freaking doing like peyote and all these other things back in the day. Like, so they're trying to write shit down, but they're like, they put their best artists to do it. I guess.
Like this is kind of this is all in our ancestry. I got Spanish blood all throughout my shit. You know what I'm saying? And like those motherfuckers went all around the world. And was like, oh, y'all believe in this shit? Bullshit. Burn it all. You know what I mean? We're going to teach you guys this. Like, so like they went through and burned whole libraries and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and, around the world, what's the universal language? Universal language is math and astrology. You know what I mean? So all around the world, these civilizations, they knew about true north. And
those scientists and mathematicians and shit were getting burned at the stake by the fucking church back in the day because they were
fucking just like...
because it was blasphemy.
Bro, we still do it now. All right, listen. You want to know something crazy? Here's what I love about the fact this episode is based around ancient civilizations and also aliens. I'm gonna just focus on the ancient civilization part right here, and I'm gonna try not to fucking laugh.
Well, that's cool because you can always bring us back because we're gonna
all of you out there. The Salem, I'm especially talking to the people that can't hear us, okay? To the ancestors from the Salem witch trials, the people that were like, the scientists and they're stupid, the people that Miles was just talking about. All of your descendants just stormed the Capitol last week.
those paranoid motherfuckers.
All those, yep. Those are the same ones, I'm sure.
How did you heal his broken leg? I put him in a cast for 6 weeks. It's witchcraft.
Sorcery.
Blasphemy. Burn him.
For real, though. That's how it was, though, dog. Like,
hey, tell me you didn't see those same people last week.
Yeah, dude, they were burning masks still.
Nope.
Witchcraft. Wow. It's a hoax.
Way to circle back to episode 1. That's why you should go back to watch episode 1 and still tune into episode 2 right now.
Yeah, I think I left a lot of comments in episode 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You know what's crazy is a lot of people that I'm still like there should be a lot of people getting arrested like after the fact because they're like there's a lot
I
of
think
people
they're going
like
through, but yeah, there should be like everybody.
admitting they're like people are on social media admitting like that they were involved and like you know what I mean. They're using it for clout and like what's funny is like being arrested for a cause used to mean something.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
like I'm really dealing with that. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but then these individuals will be like, "That's poppycock. I am not going to jail for this." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
The English.
this is my right. This is my right as an American.
They're treating me like a black person. Hey, that was our favorite video the whole week.
Oh shit!
Bro, hey,
I seen
that
that
video.
one.
That video can live rent free in my head for the rest of my life.
It makes you happy though, right? You know.
Oh, it does make me happy. It's like so So it's like oh wait, you just admitted it. You just admitted it. You just it's like guilt.
It's like me with that picture of Andre Johnson punching Finnegan, or that watching that video clip, or when Reggie Bush got popped and he couldn't breathe on the sideline, like on the side, on the flats on the little screen. No. But anyway, there's like moments like that make me happy.
Back to fucking ancient Mesopotamia. Oh, where we were. Fuck, that was a great little
Mesopotamia goes. They gotta go forgotten. Like, and you have ancient.
Oh man, they're hard in my history.
China.
My history teacher in high school loved that shit. That's all he would talk about. He even drew like a fucking cinnamon roll, or he glued a cinnamon roll to the whiteboard, and he drew legs and shit like around it, and he called it Attila the Bun or some shit. Like he's like nice. cheesy, geeky history teacher. But anyways, he made that shit fun. Yeah, for sure.
You know what's crazy is that
a lot of essays.
I enjoyed school, but like the ones that I enjoyed is when you had a cool teacher that like you know what I mean, really like. Where all of a sudden that that 45-minute class went by, you're like, oh shit, that shit. The teacher was like captivating. You know what I mean?
I had some of those in college too. They were pretty dope. Not gonna lie.
Because I think that sucks. That for the most,
how the fuck did y'all get on this?
Well, because we're just talking about like I don't know. This is show about nothing. we can do this. You know what I mean? I literally don't remember why we got there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I said Mesopotamia.
We're talking about Mesopotamia, but my history teacher used to talk about Mesopotamia all the time. Like that's why I remember that shit. But anyway,
because that's where a lot of it started. The Sumerians. You know what I mean? They were the first ones to have quote unquote written. Scriptures and
dude, that's what I want to bring up. Sports outside the box. I'm waiting to get to that. All right, so really quick about the Sumerians. Really quick about the Sumerians. They did create the 60-minute or the 60-minute
60-minute minute, the 60-second minute, 60-minute
minute that we follow, and the 60-minute hour. Yeah.
They had basically a clock. It was like a sundial, what have you. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was.
And they also created the very first sexy decimal structure to measure decimals, which was by the 60. Which of course that became quickly abolished, but we still keep till this day the very way that they track the minute and the hour, and we keep a lot of different measurements that they used to use.
That's crazy.
They broke down the calendar year into 12 sections.
The Sumerians, you say, right?
Yeah, the Sumerians, and the Greek actually adopted it later on, and that's where they came up with the whole zodiac shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was all the 12 sections of a year was it was designated to different constellations, etc. You know what I mean? But yeah,
correct.
The Sumerians, bro, you know what I mean? Their knowledge of the
and they created the very first form of writing literature. At first, it was really just used for accounting.
Emojis.
Yeah, it looked like emojis. Honestly, remember if you guys remember Pokemon: The Unknowns, their very first form of alphabet and written literature was really just used for accounting and keeping books of their trade routes because they had the best form of trade routes, and they were very very fond of lapis lazuli. As a stone. It was kind of a currency back then, if you will. And they would even travel as far as Afghanistan to go and get it. But anyways, they would keep track of it on these tablets. And that was a form of accounting. They established the very first form of accounting. The very first form of accounting led to the very first form of actual literature for poems, art, things of this nature. So very, very, very fascinating, which then kind of leads us into, how did you build a whole freaking civilization and this housing structure?
I think they were the
Of
first
course.
they're like the first agricultural civilization as well. Because
Yep.
once you're able to, supposedly before Sumerians, they think we were like hunter gatherers, so we were kind of like nomads traveling around. But
Damn, Tino. Fuck.
you know what I'm saying? Once you start to
Complex irrigation canals.
yeah, now you
Yeah.
don't need to move around. Now we could just produce right here in this one spot.
It's
You know what I
crazy.
mean? And like,
Because
yeah,
this is like what, 4th millennium BC? Like that's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
That's
People
yeah,
were
man,
smart
and
as
they,
shit.
they
People were smart
making
as shit back
brews,
then.
they making beer and everything.
Damn.
But
Eating
what
psychedelics.
becomes further more fascinating is after that culture, they became taken over, of course, by the Babylonians. They had already accomplished so much and did so much.
So that's what we're
And,
saying, where some of that history gets lost. And these motherfuckers
yup,
just come in and you destroy some of the, maybe they did have some sort of connection, or their ancestors had, like somebody brought up earlier, like they're fucking ancient aliens, like not, because these guys are basically like our first contact to what all that shit is, right? So imagine them back
the
then
Amorites,
living in that kind of,
and the Babylonians is what came in and pretty much like fucked everything up. Like
Oh, I'm
that's
gonna
what
go
it
check
was
on this
like.
chicken and double real quick.
yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
But that's
you're
when, like,
good.
there's always that turnover when you have civilizations. They don't last fucking forever. Even ancient Rome and its vastness, and it was so great, and it, several fucking conquerors over time and territories and shit, is like they were balling in a game of Risk. But that's what happens, and that's why a lot of history gets lost, because they come in and they it's like when a new a GM or head coach comes into a football team, they clean house and shit. They install a new system. So
By the way, that one of those poems, the language of that written text was called cuneiform. Cuneiform was the writing that was used for over 3,000 years, and actually, on the statue of Gilgamesh, there is a poem there attached, and that poem is 3,000 lines. Okay, that follows the Sumerian king, and actually Gilgamesh is believed to possibly be real, but of course we do not have any proof
right
of that. But there are through the Sumerian text where it appears that a person named Gilgamesh is real, and maybe some things may have gotten embellished, and that's where kind of I feel like ayahuasca, peyote, whatever beer that they were sipping it on back then, because they couldn't,
the world itself was tripped out. Like, I'm just thinking, like, for an archeologist or somebody like that to discover these places, they'd probably be buried or washed away or wiped out. It's like fucking finding a dinosaur. Let's say those are like, those are embedded deep down in like they're fossilized in a certain section.
It gets trippier though. It gets trippier. It gets trippier. So like I feel like once you start getting into like kind of like Egyptian culture and things of that nature, especially because of how close that they were with the gods, for what they believed in back then. And you look at a lot of their texts and a lot of and a lot of that is still able to be interpreted.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that there's a very strong argument to be made that maybe they actually did pull off building the pyramids without a higher culture help. When I look at the cultures and the ancient civilizations of like around like Peru, kind of what Bogart was talking about, like they have full on landing strips, evidence of like full on like landing fields. It's like, okay, like that tells me that clearly, you had flying capabilities. There was capabilities of receiving air.
Plans of at least, or like
exactly
coming in contact with somebody or something, or
exactly. That's where I'm like, yeah.
Or appeared to do that.
Mesopotamian smoked cannabis and heroin. That's very that sounds pretty accurate, honestly. That sounds accurate because because back then it wasn't the same that we know now. It was more based off of poppy. It was more the opiate, like kind of like form. It was very different.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of the Sumerian civilization. It looks like pre-Roman Empire, kind of.
Dude, I don't know why screen share is down right now.
Let me see if I can. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, let's see what you got, bro. Because I had some good. Oh wait, I think it's working now. Oh, it started working. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's not what I want. Well, so let me show you guys really quick with
let's talk about pretzel chips of some sorts.
Yeah, fuck those pretzels. They're not giving me money. So all right, so this is what pretty much their civilization looked like. Now, what it looks like at present day form, of course, because of weathering and erosion. Imagine this in like these divots.
I saw an artist rendering, and it's like, yeah, if you look at, there's like, imagine palm trees running, water, maybe some pools or fountain type areas, common areas in the streets, stuff of that nature.
Oh, and they're concepts of war as well. He's upstairs checking on the food. I don't know if she heard me, but I'm hoping so.
Sorry, I had you on mute, Robbie. I'm talking to my wife. Keep going.
You're good. But the Sumerian city states we're often at war with one another. This is kind of a depiction of them at battle. This is a depiction of them drinking. This is a depiction of them drinking. So, like, as you see, like, them clearly getting fucked up. Like, they're turning up. And then this look like. So when Bogart said emojis, like, that's like kind of like what he meant. Like, he meant this right here. And that's what Cootie Form looked like. Just these little sketches and these little drawings and kind of triangles, pivots and such. And that's what their language looked like.
Yeah, I was watching some shit. It was some archaeologists. They had some of the they had some of the oldest literature, right? Which is like these little clay tablets or whatnot, stone tablets.
Yeah, the cuneiform. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a description of a flood. You know what I mean? So it's like, this was like, early, like, stories from the Old Testament type of shit. They, around the world, they talk about a great flood that happened. You know what I mean? And, that could also, if you think about it, like, there could have been crazy high tech civilizations that might have been washed away to nothing. That, for all we know, you know what I mean? Like, there's all, there's been natural disasters, like, what I mean, think about this. Like, we're a 6 billion year old planet, right? I think Earth is like anywhere from 3 to 6 billion years old. We only got evidence of humans going back like 40,000 years. So that's like a fraction of a speck of the timeline that Earth has existed. You know what I mean? So
I'm back. Sorry, I was zoned out there talking to my wife, but you keep going.
All good. You know what I mean?
Where were you at?
It's Atlantis. It's Atlantis.
Oh, Atlantis.
Yeah, Atlantis.
Motherfucker. Story of Atlantis. Even fucking DC has a whole superhero based off of this motherfucker.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So all right. So now this is where I get to come in. So when you say the great flood, okay, there's a civilization, okay, which I believe to be Atlantis, which we all believe to be Atlantis.
Super high tech.
High tech, had fucking everything popping, and then all of a sudden
they're living underwater.
Yeah.
Maybe they were,
I do believe, like, that could be possibly. No, John is not Bumblebee Tuna. John is John, who you've seen on the show. Like, we for the love of Sundays on the show.
Yeah, shout out to John.
Yeah, we love John.
Yeah, John's awesome.
Bumblebee Tuna. That is a Ace Ventura reference, though.
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah,
right.
No,
Hey, the part when he took the spears to the thighs.
They did a reface with me. Like, it's that end of 2020 on that reface app. My brother-in-law sent it to me. He put me on him coming out of the rhino's ass. I was
nice.
Like, oh, man, yeah. Group chat.
Part 1 was the one, though.
What's that?
I mean? Part 1 was the one. And you know what's crazy is
Pet Detective.
Jim Carrey actually
Nature Calls the second one.
He subscribes to the ancient alien theory. You know what I mean?
Jim Carrey?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's all fucking like
he's all psychedelic out.
Yeah, he's all like crystals and vibes and shit.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Remember that one time he went to the MTV Movie Awards and looked like fucking super ass
yeah.
hippie? Like he didn't even look like nobody even recognized
He
him
was
until he got up
accepting
there.
an award and they didn't know who this guy was. They're like, who's this guy walking to the stage?
I probably believe that all the whole Caribbean, all the Caribbean islands used to be one giant thing.
For sure.
And that was
Like a Pangea type shit.
It's called Limeria. So Limeria was like all the Pacific Islands and Hawaii, all that shit used to be one. And then so
Hawaii's
there
way
was
the fuck out there by itself now, pretty much.
yeah. There's you got to think about this like the great natural disasters like that we have proof of. Like there's we got hit by a big ass comet, like a whole ass like Texas sized comet hit the world. That's what they believe. That's why they believe what took out the dinosaurs, et cetera. You know what I mean? Like we went through different different things that have shaped the world. Even like you said, Pangea. We used to all be one landmass. And even to this day, every year each continent moves like an inch or something, like some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just had a quake not that long ago, no? You felt like a tremor.
Yeah. Bro, we have earthquakes out here all the time, bro. Like little ones. Like I don't live far from a fault line. You know what I mean? We live San Andreas Fault is like goes through all our shit. You know what I'm saying? So I like little earthquakes. That's like peace of mind coming from Cali. You know what I mean? Like give me the little ones. Don't give me the big one. You know what I mean? Really
don't give me the big ones.
Yeah, because the big ones too. I mean. Or even like
it's like Escape from fucking LA.
Like I know they're gonna come. Like I know
become an island.
That happens. Like
hey, that's Kurt Russell, right?
Yeah, it's Kurt Russell.
Great movie.
Fake.
Yeah, classic,
all right.
man.
So
another Kurt Russell movie, fucking Stargate, man. Shit.
That's awesome. See, and you know what what that was based on? Based on the Atlanteans and them having like the pyramid technology where you could travel like.
Use the gate.
There's got to be a reason why, like, when you look at the ancient Mayans and then you look at the ancient Aztecs, ancient Japanese, ancient Egyptians, all of them that have pyramids, they're all aligned with the equinox. They're all aligned with Orion's belt.
On certain points. Oh,
the true north, you know what I'm saying? Everything, even when you look at the pyramids of Giza, you have the three main ones, which represent,
here's some pyramids right here. I show them.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
that's them right there.
There's a certain geography. There's a magic to geography. There's some way you could line up these certain geometrical shapes and patterns, and then maybe you conjure up some type of electromagnetic field that can possibly open up a gateway, and like you could travel. You could travel from one pyramid to the next. You know what I mean? Like that's not far fetched. It's just it could be just knowledge that was lost.
It's like how we get around the world.
Yeah, right. And why would we find pyramids that are all in structure the same way, and they're all around the world where you didn't have a phone to pick up and be like, hey, bro, how'd you build that thing? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, shoot me the directions. Yeah, I'm gonna send the boat right now.
Leave me the blueprint.
You know what I mean?
Like
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like
they paged them, bro, or it was all by pigeon. Or some shit.
By pigeon. I'm gonna send my condor, like the giant birds. They used to have giant birds, bro. What were they called?
Condor is like one of the largest birds.
Yeah. Like imagine that.
On
like
the planet.
That was a real thing.
You think about something like this, Bogart? Right here.
Sorry, my dog's fucking yelping and shit.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
He's sitting there with this man with this freaked out hair.
Where's my beer? We're getting there now. Now we're getting to the gritties. I'm telling you though, like
my screen share is working now, so now I can catch up on like all shit. Now it's not.
Speaking of Egyptian, I'm working on that.
Damn it!
I'm working on that Egyptian joint, the fucking for you, Bogart.
Oh, nice.
It's fucking Anubis with it. It's like a fucking there's an Eye of Ra, and then like tears are coming down, and then like it's like a river into the desert.
Like
right to the desert, but then you could see it coming out of like over his hands. Pretty dope.
Oh, that's dope.
Shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
I might need something more like that. Damn.
I barely started putting some color on it, but it'll be ready whenever I sit my ass down and actually work.
Are you like
when the
oil-based?
Yo, look at this man like this.
I'll be able to put more detail on it that way. Oil gets like takes too much time to fucking set it up and then like get it to the right consistency and then use different brushes. It takes a lot longer.
Yeah, that's tight. I'm about to have a Peacock original.
The one that I'm sending to Robbie, and I still need to ship it, but it's ready.
I'm getting the astronaut.
Yeah, that one's mixed. It's a bunch of mixed media. That one's the base is on. It's crazy because it's spray paint and then it's oil and then it's acrylic and acrylic marker, which is weird. But that's why it has highlights and the highlights look 3D.
Oh, because they're actually
It's different.
three-dimensional.
It's basically different. Yeah,
That's tight.
different medium. But yeah.
Yeah.
Shit! I fucking forgot about these motherfucking like crop
lines, bro.
Mounds and shit.
Yeah,
and those
bro.
are all over the place.
So these are interesting because these, I feel like this definitely was a symbol to attract a higher life form.
Yeah, why else would they fucking do something that's only visible from the sky?
It's true. What is this? The Nazca plains?
Yeah, the Nazca lines and the Nazca plains. Yeah.
Yeah. They got like big old things of like monkeys. Like it looks like a monkey, and then they got one with a spider, and you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
And then
out, man.
And then all the mountain ranges, right? Like you have the Peru mountains. You know what I mean? Which is like heavy in gold and silver. You know what I mean? Like different elements, right? So you and then there's
de Peru.
yeah, because it would be like an attraction, right? Like for I guess aliens, or I guess what you want to say, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But also to consider this, you know what I mean? All the mountain ranges around the Nazca Plains, the summits are flattened out. You know what I mean? And they have they have essentially have landing strips, and like the strips are lined with like this white rock. Where where it reflects. If you shine light on it, it looks like a fucking landing strip. Like like reflectors on the landing strip. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool that you have these things that are no one can explain it because science needs like fact and
Miles, did that file work? Ask Raj.
Oh shit, dude! I barely got home to this computer after karate, and I logged onto this instead of clicking on the file. So I'll get back to you, Raj.
How cool is karate? Like these days with like
shit. My fucking son tripped me out today, dude. Like he couldn't remember like his last form, and then they kind of worked on it, and then like by the end of the class they're like, all right, they called on him to do it by himself, right? And he fucking ripped through the whole thing, and I was like, holy shit, that was very impressive. It looked cool. And then he got home and he was super excited to show his mom, and he went through it too fast, and I had to tell him like, hey, do it like if you're doing it out there. And then he was like,
he was excited.
Yeah, and then the TV was on in the background. He got the way through half of it, and I was like, nah, you already forgot a part. And I was like, never mind.
But that is cool though, because he's attempting repetition. Repetition,
he's supposed to
muscle memory, and you know what I mean?
So I'm telling him, I was like, look, we'll go over it again tomorrow, but I mean, I can't remember it because it's already like I remember the first three. This is the fourth one. I can't even remember this one. I can tell when something's off though. I was like, I think you forgot a part there.
Miles is like, he's like, look, son,
I remember mine.
It's a different style. Like I remember, like my first two from the old karate that I did, but he's doing taekwondo, which is different. So
no, fuck that. They do shit.
Yeah,
so
taekwondo's it's like kind of has some kickboxing right?
It's the way it's the way of the fist and the foot, so it's more kicking though, but it's a lot of it was I think it was Korean. It's a Korean military form of martial arts. It was developed by the military in the freaking I don't know when. I forgot. I should know this stuff too because each form kind of tells you the history of.
He was a bad motherfucker. Damn, I can't remember the one-eyed guy, man. In Best of the Best. He was a Korean cat though. Remember, he was a bad motherfucker. He killed his brother.
Gee whiz, I know who you're talking
about. I know his name.
Call something stupid like Tommy Joe.
There was Tommy, and there was like the other.
Y'all gotta get a load of this shit.
I can't remember. But I'm gonna watch that movie now that you think of it. The best. I used to have it. I used to have it on VHS, but like, dude, it's been so long.
Here's one that Tino brought up. All right, so check this shit out. All right, so 6,000 years before Stonehenge.
What? The
Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah, that was I just seen some. They had a guy who was the authority on Göbekli Tepe. He was it was on Joe Rogan about a year ago, and so this was they say this predates like Sumeria and shit like that. Like this, so this is like a total conundrum right here. Like no one can explain any of this shit. And then like, they had irrigation systems and stuff like that. So it's like and this was in the time of like hunter gatherers. So like they have no fucking clue about this shit. And like these structures are fucking amazing, dude.
Shit.
They're fucking amazing.
They're amazing.
Like, they're like
I trip out with some of the shit that they put in there. Like, look at that. What is that? It's like a giant bird. Those are like flamingos, maybe.
And like even
I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Some of their
dead heads.
shit,
Turkish site reveals more
it'd be
evidence.
carved out of one solid piece of slab of a pillar of stone. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, they're cut where it looks 3D and shit. Even so, it's like this is like some.
Oh yeah,
shit.
there was some stuff where it's like you couldn't even do this modern day with a laser cutter or some shit. It's like, how did they do that?
Quebec Teke, good shit, Tino. That's one of those ones like.
Yeah, totally fucking.
The world is going crazy off it. Like what are they called? The what are they called? Anthropologists or whatever the fuck that
archaeologists.
Archaeologists, they're going crazy off this shit.
The Indiana Joneses of the world.
Yes.
Well, this shit's dope.
The Nicolas Cage, the real life Nicolas Cage is like freaking out over this shit.
Hey, Nicolas Cage is the best at wigging out.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. Later, like on like episode like 3 or 4.
Yes.
National treasure shit.
National treasure shit.
And see, look
the
at
Da Vinci
those
Code.
motherfuckers could be responsible for a lot of history being erased. The Knights Templar, because they were, what would before riches are riches, right?
Assassin's Creed shit.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, bro, like. Riches are when you think of we're pirates, right? We think of riches, we're talking about gold doubloons and shit like that, right? Back then, the knowledge was the riches. So, like, if they can go around and destroy,
steal or have or control
exactly.
You can control history,
right? Like, you know what I mean? So, like,
or you could also have power. It's it's the same. So,
right?
It's,
like, I thought that movie was cool. Actually, The National Treasure, the first one.
Oh fuck yeah!
Bro, I thought that shit was so dope.
Right?
Hell yeah, dude.
When she was like, when they were looking,
my wife had never seen that shit. We saw it like, I don't know, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe. Yeah. And she was like, hey, it wasn't that bad. I was like, no shit, I told you.
Yeah, it was a fucking adventure movie.
But she doesn't like old movies. Like, she's like, they're dated and blah. Like,
this is the thing.
She has to like watch. The thing is, she doesn't like to go like whatever to movies really. And then like, we don't watch it and then like a year or two passes and she's like, nah, it's old. So it's.
Hey, my girl was straight up. She was like, you better not admit that the Egyptians, were visible. She's like, no, we did that. She's like, proud black kings. I was like, right, baby, right.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at
we
the
did that
Sphinx,
shit.
bro. The Sphinx, they clearly like changed the nose up. Like it used to have a black nose on there.
No, it was shot up. It was shot up.
Shot up? Okay, yeah. I knew one of them.
Persian Empire came in.
They're like, let's go ahead and make his nose look like us. You know
they shot at it. Yeah, they shot it. Yeah. Remember? Or no, it was Alexander the Great. I'm sorry, it was Alexander the Great. It was Alexander the Great, not the Persians. It was Alexander the Great.
Somebody did it.
No, because remember, Nas he said they came in and shot up black noses with black faces. From
Nas did that shit.
What was it? What song was that? Fuck.
One of them.
One mic.
It was one mic. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me grab some.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I want to say it was one mic. Yeah, it was one mic. Yeah. Damn, I thought about that shit. I had to think about it for a second. I was like, yeah, no, it's one mic. Because then I remember Googling it, looking it up, and I was like, yeah, like, no. It was like some racist shit.
Have you ever seen?
Was it Alexander? Fuck.
I was gonna say. I know we're still on ancient civilizations and their connection with aliens. But have you seen that Ridley Scott joint, the Prometheus? That has that whole. That's what the whole shit is basically about. Like you see the beginning of the fucking movie, and it's this gigantic like life form, and he. If I remember correctly, he like fucking slices his hand open or he drops some shit into the fucking river before his fucking entire species either like disintegrates, their plants destroy. I don't remember exactly what happens, but then that shit like goes into the water and it starts fucking like mitosis or like evolving or whatever. And then it cuts to like the story like several fucking, I don't know, fucking thousands of years later or whatever. It's the people going to go just like we think there may be life on this planet, and they fucking go, and that's when the alien fucking. It's basically the prequel to all the Alien movies, I guess. The Ridley Scott ones with fucking Sigourney Weaver. But anyhow, that fucking movie was a badass trip, and that's basically that whole concept of that shit happening, like a higher being or intelligent life force from another planet, going off to this planet and leaving something behind for it to later, incubate or whatever the fuck, and their species could kind of survive, I guess. But I'm still confused because it's very vague and there's no words as to why it becomes this other fucking creature entirely. So that's a trip to me. I gotta.
Prometheus was literally a money grab. Free shit compared to the OG.
Of course, I'm just saying the concept of the movie because it's a prequel. I saw the old ones. The old ones are fucking dope. Obviously, I actually almost copped the fucking those Reebok, the fucking what were they? The alien stompers or whatever the fuck.
It was I Know I Can. And by the way,
be what I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know it was Egypt was the place Alexander the Great went. He was shocked at the mountains with black faces, shot their noses to impose what basically still goes on today, you see. And then
Alexander the Great was also wasn't he fucking made fun of because he had a sexual relationship with some other fucking royalty?
Yeah, with a dude.
But it wasn't because he was with another dude. It was because he was the bottom. That's why people were making fun of him. He got pissed, and I forgot if he fucking.
Well, because back then, back then, to be powerful was like you could have anything you want. Oh, I fancy a man tonight. Like, you know what I mean? like
see, I could have anything.
Like that movie Alexander, right? The Val Kilmer one.
But whatever.
Was it Val Kilmer?
No, it was
Colin Farrell.
Oh, it was
and Angelina Jolie.
Okay. Yeah, so Alexander, right?
Angelina would do some freaky ass shit.
Remember there was at one point they had like some dude hemmed up and they were like, he was like sizing the dude up.
I don't recall.
He was like, and I was like, wow, they actually put the homosexual innuendos in
there. Maybe,
you gotta be historically accurate, or I mean, I don't know. You don't have to.
Yeah, like even the Romans, bro. The Romans, like the men all bathed together.
That's why white people love fucking Game of Thrones. They was loving that shit. They were like incest. Oh hell yeah, they were all in with that. I was like, I am not watching this show.
You know what's funny about royalty and incest, right? Like royalty and incest, they had it all wrong because then it's like. Theoretically, when you're
fucking up the genes, though.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna keep it in the same blood. Like, now you're gonna have deformities and bad teeth. Like, that's why you look at the British
with 3 arms.
The British motherfuckers. That was a stereotype that they had the bad teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Like, it's because they was fucking their cousins, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
So
why?
Civilizations.
It's so funny because the ancients, like, think about this. Like, we live in a society where, like, we have hella rules, right? Like, the ancients, they had it like...
They had no fucking rules, bro.
For real.
Well,
you want to go to war?
Maybe their concerns, their necessities were, like, staying alive. Like, like, if you think about the common American, you know what I'm saying?
But if you fucked up and you got turned in, then you were probably dead already, and they're like,
Yeah, they killed motherfuckers for nothing.
They were killing motherfuckers for anything back then. Like,
stepped on my foot.
Huh. Death.
Damn, Raj. Look, it's not your fault, okay? I don't know. I had no response to it.
Hey, whatever piece of literature that even like the ancient Indians, like not even like Native American Indians. I'm talking about like in India,
Hindu and
like Hindu and shit like that. Like they called them Vimayas. They were like spaceships that they wrote about, like these these aerial battles in the sky.
Bro, where do you think a fucking flying carpet came from? All right, like, bro, like, motherfuckers was not just flying around on a piece of carpet. like fucking just floating through the air.
Aladdin, B.
Man, Arabian Night. Oh, baby, but whoa.
That's a dope song actually in the beginning
That
of that movie.
song is tight.
Yo, that
It
shit.
gets you going. It
Hey,
sets the whole mood for that fucking.
The Disney songs were tight in general, bro.
Yeah.
Like that Lion King
Any
song,
Disney
The Circle
movies
of
about
Life,
aliens?
that shit was great.
You know, though, it's true though. Motherfuckers back then would have a war for nothing. Hey, yo, you fucking the princess. Oh, were you fucking the princess too?
You want to have a war?
I'll pull up on a Trojan horse.
Oh, see Detroit? Yeah, that's what I say.
For real.
Okay.
Hey, they had some bad motherfuckers too. Be like, listen, my baddest motherfucker versus your baddest motherfucker. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Oh,
And
that
they'd be
scene.
like,
though.
yeah,
Where
they
he
didn't even know her. Achilles was like he was a god. Like God blood. You know what I
Bro,
mean? He
you
was
know how
like,
many motherfuckers though that had to
No one
die?
else.
You know how many motherfuckers that have
was
to
that
die
the
in
one
order
with
for
Angelina?
people to figure out that you're the baddest motherfucker? Like, you know how many people you gotta kill? Like, in order for like, yeah, I'm the baddest motherfucker. Like, I'm
and
kill,
back
like,
then it was word of mouth too. They'd be like, yo, I heard they got this dude, bruh.
yeah.
This dude Achilles, bruh.
Those guys had different types of fucking gods and mythologies and shit, which wasn't really alien. It was
It
more
wasn't, yeah, it was just
human celestial, kind of more like the basis of like kind of
Well-
beliefs now, I guess. With
Well,
yeah,
look,
it was
in
it was
Greek
pretty much
mythology.
yeah.
Think about this. In Greek mythology, they had oracles that would be in these caves.
Tino said back in
like-
the day, fools were rolled up for nothing.
They would get bro. The oracles would get loaded off of like natural gases and shit like that, and they would get like they would.
farting away up in there. Or?
Damn, that's
Yeah, no, I'm
badass.
just talking about like these natural gases that like seeped through like these caves, and they would be in there and they get into these trances and they like, you know what I mean?
Pass
And they
out
would-
on sulfur and die or something.
Exactly.
Roger's fucking royalty.
Carbon monoxide.
Rogers Rosie, he says it can be traced back to Maharaja Rajit Singh, who was the leader of the Sikh Empire. The English comes from his grandkids
the
directly. Nice. Dude, that's fucking
Yeah, the
dope.
Sikh is a. I remember I had a homeboy who was Sikh, and he used to rock this chain.
I have
that had
homies,
this symbol
too.
on it. I can't remember. He used to explain what the symbol was, but it was like some ancient shit.
Bro, they are super in touch with their culture, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that you gotta appreciate the fact that and this is the thing. Like when we go back and archaeologists find all of these like findings, bones, buildings, you know, like ancient civilizations, guess where they're all at, motherfuckers? The Middle East.
Yeah, and I was gonna say the beginning of mankind basically is where you can trace all that stuff too.
Hey, guess what? What book do y'all all like to refer to the fucking beginning of all shit? The most sacred book of all.
Where
Where do you think the motherfucker came from?
You talking about the Bible?
There you go, Bogart. Ding, ding, ding,
10
ding.
points. I'm on the board. Listen, bro. The Bible is all. The
It's
Bible's
all
all
Middle
written.
Eastern
It's,
tells.
but
So
it's
stop
done
painting
in
him as white.
traditions.
Stop
They
painting
just-
him as white.
They curved it into white shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus, like, matter of fact, if you want to look this up, it's called The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a book. It's written by this dude. His name is John Marco Allegro, right? This dude, he was the authority in translating Sumerian text. And back in, I want to say it was like the late 50s or 60s, whenever it was, but they found the Dead Sea Scrolls. You know what I'm saying? And so this dates back to Sumeria. This is like some of the oldest shit that we've ever found, and a lot of it was it was all the original text that the Old Testament was based on. And this dude, he was one of 12 scholars that were selected to translate the Dead Sea Scrolls. And so 11 of the motherfuckers, they were like, yeah, it's the Old Testament. And then it got to John Marco Allegro, right? He was like, well, it says here that Jesus was a mushroom. And and the Hebrews, right? They named him Jesus because they wanted to keep it as this magic mushroom. They wanted to keep it a secret from the And like they would go around healing people, right? healing people, you know, with the mushroom treatment and whatnot. And these motherfuckers were having, you know, divine intervention. You know, they were having, you know, psychedelic experiences. And like, then, you know, word starts to get around and they're like, oh, there's this healer named Jesus going around. You know what I mean? But brother, it was so blasphemous at the time. You know what I mean? And he wrote a whole ass book about it. And like, they pun intended crucified him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he was one out of 12 guys that kind of went against the grain.
And interpreted it that way.
Interpreted it that way.
I don't know. Yeah.
But also too, here's the tricky thing about
That's so
being
fucking tripped out.
like being the authority.
That's also a small percentage. I mean, if you're, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because if there's only 12 people that are capable or what's the word I'm looking for? Qualified. To diagnose or translate these scrolls, who's to say he's wrong or right? You know what I mean? Because like, but you know, in this case, there was 11 other motherfuckers that saw it a different way. So he was chastised.
Maybe,
you know
but like, you know, if maybe they all couldn't fully translate this shit, and so like they're like looking at their peers and being like, oh yeah, I think that's what that says. And this other guy's like, well, this word could mean fucking this as well, or whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
But who say that he's wrong though? Raj says, did he explain it as chakram surrounded by two swords called Murray Puri? Oh shit! That represented two different meanings, and the middle was pointed sword called Canada. Oh.
Is that what your homeboy? Oh, sorry, is that what your homeboy was wearing on his chain or whatever? Remember you said you knew some.
It's funny because that's exactly what I was thinking right now. Like I know it definitely had the swords thing look familiar. You know what I'm saying? But that might be it though. You know what I mean? I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's why. Well, I would rock that on the chain. You know
why didn't Tino know every drug that every ancient empire did? He was like, "Yo, hold on, wait. The Romans had DMT in there." Like,
and they did though. The acacia tree.
He's just like everyone was doing H, like bro, like dog food everywhere, bro. Like,
listen, bro.
Oh my god.
Like fucking the gypsies in Europe were fucking popping Molly and
yeah, I mean they were they were using hashish already. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, for sure.
The Egyptians had some type of form of hashish.
It would have either been Ek Onkar, which translates to one God. Basically, the most important scripture in Shiki or Kata, which essentially the symbol of Shiki. Damn. Like,
hey, Raj is lacing some game right here. I like it.
He's an ancient drug.
Raj is like, Tino is like fucking hilarious. I'm loving these two right now.
Yo,
I did peyote once way back in the day. That was
dude, I did peyote once. Oh my fucking god.
You know what's crazy is
it was weird.
Like that shit people. So there's a whole peyote culture in Japan right now, right? Like it's really big in Japan.
Did not know that.
So can we go?
They don't use it.
They just grow it.
They grow it because it's hella beautiful.
Like, so they're just messing up.
I don't remember it looking beautiful, but I don't.
Well, it's this little cactus, and
in
order to get it to like this tall, it'll take like 20 years. So it's like it's a long game. Like these.
Yeah, I was all about the root.
yeah, I know, right? Chop that thing down.
Yeah, just fucking get to it.
Yeah, there's a famous Comanche warrior. He's half white. Quano. I think his name's Quano. He actually, got into like the early 1900s and like met the president, shit like that. Like he was a bad motherfucker, and he actually made the peyote movement like famous because that wasn't like a thing until like the late 1800s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wait. Let's say wait. Don't go too deep into the psychedelic hole because we're saving that episode for episode.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't go too deep. I was like, hold on, let me stop you right now.
No,
when we grab another beer and we're gonna get back to
halftime really quick. Hey, halftime really quick. We're gonna go ahead and get into Bogart, pick something.
I like Miles' cousin's joint.
Roy Dale, here we go.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to play it a different.
Suck my dick and pay me, pay me, pay me. She don't call back like, damn. And my brother's always busy. That's why shorty fucking with me. She the only one that give me. Yeah. And I rolled this here for 2. I just hop up in the whip. I hit up 6. She smoke it with me. Little bitch.
Dude, it goes so hard. It's such a track.
I hadn't seen that video in a while because it's one of the older ones, that he recorded or whatever. And it's funny because I saw him and he's like he still has baby fat, and it's before he was like, he kind of like grew up a little bit to me. So he's my younger cousin, but I went to his wedding. I saw him this past. I think he got married in last February, so it's going up on a year since I've seen him. But he's out in Conroe, in the nicer northern part of Houston, and with all the richy white folks are at and shit. But he grew up in Galveston. Yeah, but he grew up around there in Galveston and always chilling with the fam. And he's my second cousin.
One of the things I wanted to point out that we got coming up. What's good, Triple M? I see you, Dilly Dilly.
Triple M.
One of the things that I wanted to point out that you guys are gonna notice differently during especially the NFL offseason. We'll still be rolling, of course, basketball play-by-play and stuff like that. Miles will be talking, gonna try and get back into the NBA flow of things, especially after the Super Bowl. But I mean, here on the show about nothing, I mean, I kind of already leaked it. Like next week, we're gonna be kind of talking about third eye opening substances. And the use of that and kind of how that relates to mental health and just addiction, different types of things like that. So like the show About Nothing is really just going to be used as like a stage to just talk about anything and everything. Sometimes, episode 1 was a serious topic. Episode 2, we're having fun. We're talking about aliens, Episode 3 for being, something serious, then we get back to the comedy. Also, after Super Bowl, be on lookout for we're going to be doing an episode that is purely dedicated to the music side of things, upcoming artists. I've been on TikTok trying to find, guys, gals that's going to be going viral. We're going to be building our top 2021 artists. So we're going to be cycling out new artists each and every week out of a top 21 episode. We're going to have, special guests from, For the Love of Sundays, John coming on, introducing artists, Miles be coming on, Bogart, a bunch of different guys that are just, fans of music and fans of the culture. Any way and anything that we can to just grow the fan base and grow the culture, that just expect that type of innovation, that type of shit to happen.
Do we believe aliens are among us?
I believe that aliens are among us, and I was actually about to get back into it.
Like in Men in Black, where it was like they checked in on Michael. They checked in on Michael Jackson.
Yeah, they checked in on Michael Jordan. Like, you know what I mean? Like these extraordinary beings, right? Human beings, like Lil Wayne's definitely an alien.
So I think, yeah,
he's an ancient alien. He could have been like,
beat me fucking to it.
He's gonna like time travel. He's gonna go back in time and be buried as a mummy or some shit.
Yeah,
there's no reason why Lil Wayne should be able to mix fucking rhymes together in the manner that he does.
Because he knows all these ancient languages.
Yeah, he knows all, bro.
And if you're an alien, right, and you're looking at Earth, right, and
then Eminem must be a fucking alien too, because he's the only guy I know who could rhyme orange with anything.
Orange, door hinge. 4-inch door hinge.
Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck did you just say?
While eating porridge. Dude, no, like think about
in the middle of a shortage.
Like,
yeah,
oh shit! We breathe oxygen, right? Like, when I'm speaking words right now, that's the reverberation. It's the reverberation of sound. Like in space, there is no oxygen, so sound doesn't exist. That's why when you watch like Star Wars and they're blowing things up in space, that's not analytically correct.
It should just be quiet, like on a mute, like you don't see
exactly,
shit.
Right? And like, so like if you're an alien and you look at humans, they're probably fascinated. You're like, yo, they make these cool sounds, man. It's called music. And like, they rock out, man. And like Lil Wayne was probably like, listen, man, I can do that shit.
Oh, you're talking about Sammy Watkins?
Yeah. Hey, Sammy Watkins actually believes that though.
Like, he's not a superhuman
though.
Let's
talk about lizard people.
He's actually fragile.
I'm gonna call someone out as a lizard person that people are gonna be like, damn.
People say I kind of look lizardy.
No. Hey, I think the Cheeto Puff is a fucking lizard person. Why? Like, what else? What better way to cause an alien invasion to be like, I'm gonna stir up some shit on Earth
in the U.S. as the leader?
Like you can't tell me. Like you can't tell me
Cheeto Puff
that like he got anally probed and then got sent back down and we're like, all right, now run for president. Reptilian, bro.
Kind of like in what was that? Oh shit, Mars Attacks. The president.
Oh yeah.
Gets in like they get into his bedroom and shit, and
that was Nicholson's character. He was the president, right? Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Hey, that movie was great, bro.
Yeah, dude. I that year that I won a couple of years ago when I won my home league fantasy football.
Action figure line.
I had Lamar Miller as my tailback, and I won that year. Surprisingly, like he wasn't my main tailback. I didn't draft him super early or anything, but my team name was Lamar's Attacks, and it was the best.
Nice.
You want to know the most serial killer fucking thing you could ever say?
I had that alien picture.
Yeah, right. Listen to this. Imagine your silent scream in space.
No, that's horrifying.
Like, bro,
I'm be able to sleep tonight.
You in space.
I thought about this recently. Already. Put me in a bad spot. I got all sad.
I mean, imagine you're that dude who's like
that
in
was
space,
some Eminem level type of shit.
I go to NASA in Houston, I go to NASA in Houston often. I have a membership, like I pay for it yearly or whatever. I go with my kids.
Cool.
My son has a suit, like we get
That's
into the
awesome,
shit.
actually.
So yeah, I go every year, at least 2 or 3 times.
Have you been in zero gravity? Have you floated?
No, I haven't done that. I don't know if they have that there.
Next time, pay extra.
I don't know if they have that
mushrooms
there.
and felt like I was in space.
I have taken mushrooms and felt.
I have also felt that. I'm not gonna lie, like I literally felt like I was up in outer space,
Right.
which is the inspiration for that painting that I'm sending Robbie.
Cosmic sex.
Nice.
Cosmic sex.
Cosmic sex.
You and your significant other ever both been on psychedelics and just like,
not both of us, but when you close your eyes, or like when Bogart said the other day, like he sneezed and he saw like colors.
Bro, hey,
I felt that.
Let me put it this way. Me and my missus did it one time, and I was like, this is what happens when fucking Saturn and Venus just are like, oh yeah, we're gonna make a star today. Oh
Yeah,
Yes, Uranus.
there's a Run the Jewels song. There's a Run the Jewels song called "Don't Come Down" or something like that, or "Come Down" or something like that. There's a verse in there by Killer Mike, and it's about that exact same thing. And it's you listen to it, and you're like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Check your IG DMs. Raj said.
Oh, which one? Which IG?
Your IG, the one I use.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hold on.
Not the family IG. He said, "What's
I was
your?"
like, the Bogart IG.
I gotta grab my phone. I left my phone upstairs.
Oh, you're good. You're good. He sent you a picture of the chain.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
nice. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay, let me go. Yeah, I'm about to grab my thing in like 5 minutes. You know, because my man, he rocked that chain to the death, man. He was like, this was like, that was like his prized possession type of shit. You know what I mean? And like, and like he had a few different ones, like, but it was all that same symbol.
Yo,
you know what I mean,
speaking of the Middle East, I gotta shout out this one creator. All right, I gotta shout out my homie NLE Nassim. This homie, he is a fan of NLE Choppa the rapper, and he be on the TikTok going crazy, just jigging, just going crazy. Like, and he does the dance exactly like NLE Choppa, just fucking going ham, and just I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like, calm down, you having a seizure, kid. But he killed it. He killed it.
These young kids in the dances.
And you never accepted his request on the personal beat.
On the listen, I don't even listen. You gotta tell me
who you are.
Tell me the joint, yeah, because like it's like hella like my private joint, like you know what I mean. Like, bro, there's like a bazillion requests. I don't. I gotta figure.
I remember when me and this man became friends, and I was like, "Why the fuck did you add me on another Instagram?" He's like, "That's my family one, and I love you." And I was like, "Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm saying?"
I felt so bad for question. I was like, "Oh,
why you got two of them joints?" Well, you know what's funny is like, cause even like for a while, like when I first made an IG, like back in like 2013, because I didn't get on social media till way late, bro. You know what I mean? Like I was, I'm coming from a culture where it's like motherfucker had their camera out, like, yo, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, and like just now we're actually capturing things on camera and shit. And it was a trip. Like I'm gonna leave my shit private. And then when I started putting out more music, I was like, man, I need something to promote. So I made a non-personal one. There you go. That's the word.
I guess.
And like, bro, it was crazy because then motherfuckers that I didn't want to find me started finding me.
I hate that. If you're like, oh, so you're the one who runs Run Boys? I'm like, the fuck? Like, what did you think I did?
I don't know. I usually just don't. I don't know. My shit's all just open, really.
Bro. I don't know. My girl, she was part of the prerequisite to me having social media. Like, cause I was in a relationship. I've never not been in a relationship having social media. So, you know what I mean? So,
you followed him first. Oh, see?
Oh,
see? What? I know what that's.
What? How does that work?
I don't. What? Listen, Raj, I love you, Raj. Ain't nothing against you. I have a bazillion names I got to filter through. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna find my DMs in the GMM Network IG, then I'm gonna go follow it back on the Bogeygrams. There it is. Bam, I figured it out. This is not the first time this has came up too. He's always reminding me like this. I need to be reminded things. I'll be on this show getting turned. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
We be getting turned.
This is just
So-
Wednesday too.
Yeah, this is just Wednesday, and that's what's great about the show.
About nothing.
Bro, I just want to be able to drop that Seinfeld drop at any given time. Like,
My headphones got stuck in my face. Y'all didn't see that? I was trying to put them on, and I was like,
it's like fuck it.
I just left them. I was like, look, check it out. This is me, being
now,
black.
now you can drink accurately.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though, if there's aliens out there, right? But we got to be the coolest shit out there in the universe.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
They're watching
sure.
us. They're like,
Yo, hey,
There's
you
not
think
more
about it.
intelligent beings out there because they would have
Think about
contacted.
it.
Maybe they
cut
wouldn't.
off-
I don't know, but
They cut off screen sharing twice. They're like, we'll let you show a little bit of shit. They let us show a little bit of shit, and we got through a little bit of screen sharing time, and then they're like, all right, done.
Hey, that Quebecy techie though, or Quebecy, whatever.
Yeah, that was the last shit that we
That's-
got to share.
That shit is awesome.
And then,
dude.
and then
That's,
they were like, no more.
I was going down that rabbit hole not too long ago because I was just trying to find out everything I can learn about that shit because that is like mysteries are crazy. Like all the what do they call it? The 7 wonders of the world.
Right.
whatever,
Yeah.
Right. Like they're wonders because motherfuckers they can't figure this shit out.
well,
Also,
not all of them. Like
yeah, but also they refuse to like
You buy like a man built that, like a whole human had
Right.
cranes and shit. Yeah.
right. It's just like a wonder because you look at it and you're like, oh, it's
yeah. There's no way. You're
awe-inspiring.
like, oh,
It's jaw-dropping shit.
Confirmed.
It doesn't like
Yeah.
yeah, probably not. It's not a place for conspiracy shows. They're going to be like, this show about nothing, and they're not going to promote it. They usually share like, hey, they shared last week's, I think, like, they'll.
There's definitely a big base for our following that are like, why are they doing this? And I'm like, no, pretty soon you're gonna realize like how deep we start going into like certain topics. Like,
I had hella people ask me like, "What is the show about? Show about nothing? What's it about?"
yeah, that's my favorite
It's about
question.
nothing.
I'm like,
That's why I came on with absolutely no prep. I was like, I'm going to just, like I said at the top of the show, I'm going to sit here and kind of just be along for the ride and ask Bogart questions, but I didn't really have to. We just started talking about a topic and then, he'll go off. So it's great.
Yeah, but even Rob was like even last week when we were kind of figuring out how we're gonna, what's the angle on the show, and like, we were
There
like,
is no angle.
yeah,
That's
but
the
then
angle.
when the white people were going crazy, we're like, oh, we're talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. He's like, this is what we're going to talk about tonight.
Yeah,
I
because,
saw that.
and me, I was right on board. I was like, oh yeah, they are. Like,
they're
they got
going
fucking safari.
absolutely.
There was like one,
crazy.
I think there was one black dude in there somewhere, but I don't know what his deal was.
Oh, my neighbor got arrested.
What?
For what?
Yeah, Holmes, for being there.
Oh,
He was
okay.
he was that dude, or it was just a white neighbor?
Well, I mean, he was a white neighbor.
Oh,
Like he was there.
talking about that dude. I was talking about.
Bro. From Run Boys After Dark when we all got off.
Was he
No,
one
no,
of the
no.
13?
Huh?
No, I was
dude,
talking about the one,
dude. So there's like now like
the one
a
minority
long
guy who was
list.
there.
There's a long list. He got here before the no-fly list went in effect, right? So he made it back to Colorado. Like this motherfucker was pretty much on like the first thing smoking at DC, right? Got here. We all get off of Run Boys After Dark. Remember, I was tripping. I was like, "Oh shit!" Like I was smoking. I was on the patio.
Yeah, there was like
smoking
police and shit.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This man's is in jail.
So that's the guy who got arrested. They fired him. What was that? Or they were just being loud.
No, they arrested him for being at the thing.
But I heard I heard shit in the background, and you were like,
Oh, yeah.
I heard like,
Because he wasn't trying to go. Oh, yeah. He wasn't trying to go, but
Okay.
he had to go.
it was like a ruckus.
Wow, they
That was
got
after. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
him. Got his ass.
I was like, oh, shit. A terrorist lives across the street. Motherfucker.
They could be your neighbors.
Yo,
Not mine.
yeah.
Not mine. They during the whole political thing, they all had like Biden Harris signs, except for like way over there. There's one house, and it's a tripped out house, dude, because it has like a fucking that side paneling fencing or whatever the fuck it's supposed to look real nice, just like the fence. They like brought that and made it like 10 feet high, and they did their whole
They fortified it.
they fortified their whole house, and then they put their Trump signs up on the outside, and they still have them. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like 2 houses down that way, they have a
White supremacists. That's
no, yeah, no, it's tripped out. And then they have my neighbors, and I see them running. It's 2 dudes, and they have their flag and their rainbow flag and shit, and they're all proud. And it's like 2 houses down. So
I'm about to
it's like, man,
Yo, Rod.
Wow, all on the same block.
Yeah, dude, it's like polarizing opposites. So it's like
Definitely. Speaking of cities made of gold,
The
I'm
black
so
is
mad
hot.
I didn't bring up El Dorado. Like El Dorado completely got fucked.
okay, so yeah, that's a little
Completely
more
got
bad.
raw dog.
Hey, they believe they might have located the city of gold.
That was all the conquistadors coming out this
Yeah,
way
Yeah, but they
and just
say like because
wreaking havoc on the natives.
the Amazon jungle engulfs everything. So like, and when they did like laser,
Raj, we could do that.
what do they call it? Laser. When they do some kind of laser scanning or whatever.
Yeah, mapping. They do the
laser
digital
mapping.
the digital
Yeah, they found a shitload of
surveying or
like,
what the fuck is it?
yeah, so they think they might have
They take the
found, like,
contours of the land. What the fuck is that shit called? I did that in fucking science class.
What's fucked about the lost cities of El Dorado and the lost cities of Atlantis is that we know for a fact that they existed. We know.
I
We
know.
don't know
True.
enough.
We don't know where they're at.
Well, we know that Atlantis was around the Caribbean, and we know that El Dorado went through Texas and Mexico.
Man, speaking of, did you listen to some of that show that I was talking to you about? The one that,
they don't want you to know.
the stuff
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
stuff they want you to know.
I went through a couple of things. I couldn't find exactly what you wanted me to find.
Oh, okay, but I mean, just the show in general, like it has topics.
Is it on YouTube?
I would do honestly on like Spotify or whatever else because they have they have more episodes. Their shit on YouTube is like limited.
Okay.
Bro, I have to upload this episode and last week's episode to fucking Spotify, and I'm like, damn it.
It only takes like 10 minutes.
I can
I
rip
know,
it in
but
Creator. I could do it for you. Rip the
You
audio.
gotta make sure.
No, I already have it. I just clicked one button. It's the problem of doing
It's
it.
got to be less than what is it? 200.
Like, I was gonna upload my shit, but then I got high.
Why do you think we haven't been on Spotify like a fucking year and a half? Like we had a nice run. We had a nice run, and I was like, dude, I'm crushing it. Everywhere.
Yeah, when I first came around, you guys were still doing the Spotify shit. Like,
yeah. Dude, fucking El Dorado, the Pixar movie was the shit, dude.
Oh, dude.
I
right.
haven't seen that one yet.
No, you haven't?
He said you guys are too old for it.
What is
We're not too old for it. And it wasn't Pixar, it was DreamWorks.
Yeah, it's like old
that shows
school.
how young you are.
Pixar's like animated. This is like
Yeah.
3D. This one's, cartoonish or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, it's cartoon.
When was that? That was like early 2000s?
2002?
Okay, yeah, that's about right.
Hey, 2000, yeah, like 2000.
Wow,
yeah.
and this one, El Dorado, that's what it's called?
Yeah, the movie.
The road to El Dorado is what it's called.
Yeah.
Gotta
I
find
promise
this.
your kids are going
Watch it with
to
your
love
kids.
this movie.
Yeah. Well, listen, if the kids is asleep, I'm still watching it.
Me too, right?
Hey, you
I
know
like all
what's
the
crazy
cartoons.
is trying to get my kid, like, my youngest daughter, she's the shit because she'll sit and watch, like, shit that was funny to me as a kid. Like, she watched Drop Dead Fred with me the other day.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll
Like,
freak my kids out probably.
Drop Dead Fred is freaky, though.
Yeah, it's
He's
like,
a weirdo, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I used
weird.
to think that shit was so funny, though, as a kid. Like,
dude, when I was super like middle school, I would rent R-rated horror movies like with my dad, and he would be like, "All right, you can go watch whatever," and I'll watch, like I'd take one cartoon to satisfy my mom. Like, look, I got a cartoon.
Because of shitty 90s horror movies, I
They're
can't.
the best. I would watch them all the time.
Lake Placid, I know what you did last summer.
No. That's okay. No. I'm talking
Goddamn,
about
fucking the
those
ring.
are monster flicks.
no. I'm talking about like old school, like B-rated, like fucking Silent Night, like from the 70s, and it's a horror movie.
I
from
said
Santa
90s.
Claus and shit.
Children of the Corn, that shit was crazy.
Yeah,
Stuff like that, like a Child's Play, like Gremlins. Like I would watch like random ass shit when I was little.
The 70s and 80s had it right. Once you get into the 90s, oh hell no.
That was the era of what's
Oh,
a Disney
Jesus
Channel
Christ.
and shit too. That's why everything got like that, bro. And the fucking what are they called? The fucking
Well, no, that was the era of like
those twins, those little girls from fucking Full House.
The Olsens.
Olsen twins started making all those movies, and Barney was big.
Them coke-headed bitches.
90s were soft. I mean, it was cool. Like the fucking.
Oh, the 90s were dope.
I don't know, man. Like growing up as a
Action,
kid,
it was
though.
like an action flick era too.
Action flick. It was like action hero.
Yeah, like really the Van Dams of the world still.
Yeah, Van
Oh,
Damme.
dude, I used to love
Hey,
that.
Van Damme was the goat, bro.
And was Van Damme ever in an alien film?
No,
No.
oh no.
Should have been like in an alien type of
Oh
film.
no, what's his name?
dude,
What's
you know
his
what?
name was in Predator?
Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Predator.
Well, I know, but Van Damme was actually the actor who was supposed to be inside Predator.
Who played the Predator, yeah.
But it didn't go down that way. I forgot what the fuck happened, but
Dude, that would have been
some shit. But that's
because then the Predator would have been doing. You know, it's funny.
Predator been doing fucking helicopter kicks.
The helicopter kick. That's his one move. He got the one move.
Fucking doing the split and fucking punching Arnold in the nuts and shit.
What the hell?
Hey, in Bloodsport, Bloodsport was my shit. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, right? Bloodsport, Kickboxer.
Hey, so Alien versus Predator, they've made a lot of those fucking movies, honestly, now that I think about
I think the concept was cool. The first one was cool.
What alien movie?
First Alien versus Predator?
Yeah, because they made it where it was like they would come to Earth and then as for sport, they would hunt the aliens.
Yeah, that was dope. I saw that one in theaters.
What alien movie do you feel is most accurate to what would happen if aliens were to come in contact with us today?
Not Aliens 3, because they're like living in a fucking space prison or what the fuck is it?
I think the first one.
The first one's probably the.
Yeah, because
any movie. This could be any movie about aliens.
Any alien movie, not into
Sigourney Weaver, who was like low key hot back in the days.
Dude, those fucking shoes she's wearing, or they're wearing in that
I put a rubber on, but yeah, okay.
No, but I'm saying.
Have you seen her in Ghostbusters?
She was with what's his name?
Bill Murray.
Yeah, she was with Bill Murray. That first one, the dude was scary. The dude in the painting. That motherfucker was scary.
Oh, that's the second one. That's a Vigo.
Yeah, the Vigo. Yeah, the second one.
I can't watch that one with my kids. I always show them the first one only.
What I feel is the most accurate depiction of what aliens would do if they came to our planet. Okay, what's that movie with the Rihanna? She plays a little girl. It's an animated DreamWorks film. It's a cartoon joint. Home. Hey, I think they'd be like, yo, we're here. All right, but we need to get the fuck
out of here.
Like I feel like yo, like
what's the movie? Paul was tight.
Paul, yeah. Hey, Paul, I feel like it's super relatable.
Yeah, because he's an alien. He was like, yo, these people on Earth are tight, man.
That's what's his face. Like, oh, give me some of that. What's his face? Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen.
Hey, I feel like those movies, like I feel like either aliens they're either A, gonna fuck with us because they're gonna find the liberals and they're gonna be like, yo, like mad chill. Or either B, they're gonna be like, yo, they're gonna see what happened last week and be like, oh no, bro.
What the fuck is this?
You see that Israeli general?
Hey, I have a theory. Check this shit out.
I would imagine that advanced alien civilizations are fucking peaceful. They don't have like politics. Like there's no use for that shit or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or sexually reproductive.
Have you guys seen? There's some shit on Netflix, and I want you guys to check it out. It's called Alien Worlds, and it's imagining what other worlds would be like if life could exist in those worlds. And I've been watching it with my son because it's like semi-documentary style. My favorite episode is the one. Is it Eden?
It's a series.
Oh yeah, there's like there's like five different alien worlds that they show you. But my favorite one is the one that's kind of more similar to Earth. It's a planet that has 2 suns, and so it's tilted at a better axis, so it has the sun longer throughout the years or whatever the hell it has, and it has 10% more oxygen because the photosynthesis and the water and the plants and all that shit. So anyways,
everything's hella big.
Everything's hella thriving, and all the trees are like giant mushrooms, bro. Check this out. And the colors are tripped out. And then there's these monkey fucking creatures that have evolved, and they're like chilling. They're the predators in the tree though, and they've evolved these extra fucking arms that like reach out super long to catch the rabbit. Wait, so yeah, the prey are like these rabbit creatures, and they have mouths that open up, and they're eating little fungus that's growing on the shit. And the whole episode it cycles back a couple times to kind of drive this point into your head that it's like a circle of life. But these things eat.
What's it called?
Alien Worlds on Netflix.
Yes, awesome. I didn't know
it's really visual, but my favorite one is that one called Eden. I think it's like the 3rd episode or whatever. So check this out, Bogart. They're eating this fungus, right? But the fungus at a certain point of the season, the spores in the flower, once it blooms, releases a gas or a poison, and it infects some of the the rabbit-looking creatures, right? So when that happens and the seasons change, it starts to get cold. The other ones run away, and these stay, whatever, and they have no fear in them. It just like desensitizes them, and they can't sense that. So when the predators jump out of the tree, the monkey things, they eat that. They also get infected, and then when they're, they die, the fucking fungus grows out of those monkey things, and then these fucking creatures come back when the seasons change, and they feed off the fungus.
Wow.
But I'm not going to ruin the whole episode because you have to see the whole birthing process of the rabbit creatures and how they are able to survive the predators during the winter. So that's just all speculation, but it's an alien world
based on what are they
based
called?
based on an alien world, like presuming that life could exist somewhere else in the
They call Goldilocks planets, right?
Yeah, sure, exactly.
Yeah.
And some other worlds are like there's one where like imagine the resources are just it's like an entire civilization of like above ground like dome modules, and all that are living inside of them are a bunch of neurally connected organisms that they have no need for bodies or anything. They're just fucking organisms, and they're neurologically connected to each other, and they think as one giant brain, so they're able to sustain
hive mentality.
Hive mentality, bro. That's the episode after that one.
Cool.
So, there's
I'm about to go down this rabbit hole.
So if you really want to talk about,
as soon as we're done with this show,
yeah, dude, you can watch it and be like, whoa. The first one's like, all right, but then these other ones later in the series are like fucking interesting.
It's crazy because during this time of year, I'm trying to like decompress from like fantasy.
Dude, me too. I've had so much time to
find all this stuff. Like, what can I fuck with right now? What can I, all my free time that I would designate to like looking up numbers and stats and shit. Like,
I was trying to decompress, but then all that shit with the Capitol and then the Houston Texans stuff started happening. So anyhow.
You start feeling like
tries the keyword.
Yeah, Miles had like the first week of 2021. This motherfucker had a brown paper bag. He was like,
yeah, man, I didn't know what to think.
I don't think Watson's going anywhere.
Me either. I'm starting to kind of calm down a little bit.
Did you guys already interview? Oh,
we'll talk about all that stuff later.
He's like, this is about something. It's supposed to be about nothing.
We're talking about aliens, but I wanted to tell you guys about that alien.
Sean Watson's an alien.
Hey, one thing I want to point out.
Yeah, it's like a weird hairline.
Hey, one thing I want to point out. Y'all want to know why we haven't received a fucking videotape saying that they're gonna bomb us from the Middle East in a couple of years?
Because they think we're gonna destroy ourselves.
Damn, you beat me to my joke. You stole my thunder. You literally stole my thunder. Like you legitimately
you set it up for one of us to spike it.
Yeah, we were gonna both probably jump to that conclusion.
I didn't think that anyone was honestly gonna get it. Like I really thought that was wide open for me.
Well, do you think I'm fine just living here on the border? I can just make my quick escape, hopefully, and if anything goes down.
Hey, if there's a place that's aware of aliens, it's definitely Mexico. So you're like right there, like listen,
no shit, dude. I can go to the temples and the pyramids down there.
It's called Alien Worlds, right?
Yeah, it should be called Alien Worlds.
All right, Alien Worlds.
It's a Tripped Out series.
Are they basing it on?
It's basically a narration, and it gives you like the oxygen levels of the planet and where it's located and what kind of star constellation it's in, and then it gives you.
Shit! Oh, my wife is about to be fucking. Like, oh, babe. Oh, I just found it. Oh shit! It's real. It's real.
It's real.
He thought he was making it up. He was like, the fungi eating rabbits are real, bro.
Dude, the trees in that episode. Watch that episode.
I'm going in.
I was laying down waiting for playoff games to start, and I was like, it was an early morning kind of just vibe, and I was watching that, and I was like, whoa.
Hey, it's called Alien Worlds, right?
Yeah.
Yo, this type of shit that you fucking watch when you get your wisdom teeth pulled, the doctor hands you that cup of Perkins, like, get me in the wheelchair, let's go home, man. I am Batman.
Yeah, it was interesting. My kid came over and he was watching it with me, and he was like, "What?" I was like, "It's like a documentary, but it's not real, you know." And he was like, "Oh, this is like if this would happen." I was like, "Of course." And he was like, "All right." And so like he was real interested. He's like, "Whoa, they look like monkeys." And my 2-year-old, wandered in the same thing. She's like, "Monkey or whatever," but those monkeys had some vicious, like they had ears within ears, so they could like hear. It was tripped out, like it was like
They can hear the digestion system
You guys
of the rabbits. They're like the rabbits are around.
What we'll do is we'll have like a day because like I've got to meet like all you guys kids, but like I just realized like the kids have never met each other. So like we'll have like a Rum Boys like kids day, like all
Zoom,
and
Zoom meeting.
Zoom meeting, and let the families just everyone chill, get to know each other.
My kids do Zoom. We do little things like that here and there.
Exactly. So we'll have to do that and be like, yo, like just let them chill. And like we just walk away, like, yo, y'all have fun, and do whatever. Bye.
Yeah, I just saw my
from our phones.
My daughter, and that's my wife with the dog.
Taco
and the kid. They changed his name to Gunner, but I still call him Taco. But his name's Gunner, but I call him Gunna.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, Gunner. Yeah, I like it. He's a little beagle. He's a little beagle. I like him.
It's funny because that's my nickname for my son, but not Gunna like a gun, but like Gunna because he fucks up. He's gonna knock that down. He's gonna spill that. He's gonna climb it.
I was gonna say happy birthday to your boy, dude. I saw the videos and stuff, dude. So happy birthday to him on this day of alien speak.
Yes. Bogart will call me and be like, power beating. And then I'll be like, hey, no, stop it. Don't do that.
You told me that one time that he spilled like milk in a fucking.
Oh, yeah. He didn't even spill it. He was just like.
Poured it into PS3.
It was like one of our Xboxes. Like, he destroyed it, bro. He destroyed the Xbox. He was like.
Just and then laughed about it.
And then laughed about the milk. And like, what's crazy is like, you know, I can't really be mad. That's kind of like the early stages of a scientist. You know what I mean?
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's just figuring things out. Like, all right, what does this do? What if I do this?
Maybe my wife and I will yell, and then we'll be like, go over there, go play. But we will react.
I was like,
where's
I felt so bad. I felt so bad because I was
when my kids are older, I'll throw something.
I was like, look at this! Look what you did! And like he just didn't understand. Like he was like, I did that.
When Jeremiah would fuck up, I was infamous for fucking chucking something. What are you doing? Usually a slide. Yep, he stopped. You're like, oh shit!
Those things fly through the air real aerodynamically. Unless you're outside, there's a breeze. You don't want to use a slide.
Right, you know me, man. I'm Dominican and Jamaican. Us Caribbean families, we pick up whatever the fuck is closest to us. What?
We're all about the chancla life, bro. Like,
bro. I am
that chinelas is flying.
Dog, fucking let me put my weapon back on my foot. I thought the Swiss tea was dangerous in this bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the show about nothing.
About nothing.
About nothing. Let's start with Miles. Miles, go ahead and sign off.
Hey, what's up, everybody? You can find me on Twitter at the it's FF_Peacock. Totally forgot what my Twitter handle was. But this is a show about nothing, and I hang out with the Rum Boys on Friday nights and on Wednesdays when I have time, and whenever I'm not putting my kids to bed, I guess.
Bugger.
Hey, you can find me in the outer regions of space. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find the rabbit-eating fungi.
You're trying to fornicate an alien.
Alien walls, B. You know what I'm saying?
This is fun, bro.
Yeah, you can find me at the GMM Network on IG and Twitter, and you could subscribe to the GMM Network on YouTube. We back at it, dropping episodes about fantasy and shit like that, and we definitely look out for us on Rum Boys After Dark, like my man Peacock just stated. And we'll be here every Wednesday talking about nothing.
Next Wednesday, we'll probably talk about some little psychedelic things and where they come from, their origins.
Maybe some more things.
There's some normal things.
Tonight we got into alien talk. This is just part one of bringing up aliens. Like that's probably gonna happen.
It was the civilization portion. We can probably have more alien categories later.
I mean, everything's gonna go back to aliens. You know what I mean? And they're gonna. There's paperworks out there. Goddamn it! If everybody out there wants to do some extra credit work.
Yeah, we'll drop the link.
We'll drop the link for you. And there's
10,000 pages of
rifle through those 10,000 unclassified or declassified items.
Yes, the truth is out there.
These are my friends.
You just got to go find it.
I love them. Sometimes I don't know why. Every time I know why. And I'm still like, God, like these motherfuckers are crazy. I don't know why I love them. And in a good way.
because we have similar. We're fun. And we make sure it's funny.
We all came from the same star system.
We're all stardust, actually. Like every human being is made.
fact.
We didn't even talk about that, but we can get to that in the next alien episode.
Yes, from the Big Bang.
We're gonna spare you guys alien talk for like a good 2 weeks, then we're gonna come back. And we're like,
more aliens.
Spoiler alert: spores could survive the vacuum of space. So shrooms might even came from somewhere else.
That's what I was talking about. Those spores fucking exploded and infected those rabbit creatures that were like the grazers, is what they're called in this documentary or whatever.
Stop it!
Alien Worlds.
What episode is that one?
I think it's like
Eden.
Eden. The planet is called Eden. So check it out. Look at the description.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip straight to that one.
Yeah, that's the badass one, honestly. And then the other one is the hive mentality. It's right afterwards, I think.
Follow me at Rumboys, spelled with a Z, N-E-T, on all social media. Rumboys Fantasy Network. Excuse me. Google us. Google us. Rumboys.com. Sign up for Rumboys.com. Create an account. And yeah, we fucking love and appreciate you guys. Dilly, y'all. We'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
Wait.